2022 NFL season, they're the obvious contenders for MVP. Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, and Patrick Mahomes, just to name a few. But what about the dark horse MVP candidates? Last season, 23-year-old Jonathan Taylor had a spectacular year. On the ground, he rushed for 1,811 yards and punched it into the end zone 18 times. Jonathan Taylor also had 2,171 total yards from scrimmage, another league-leading statistic. Not to mention that next season he will be running behind one of the best offensive lines in football in Indianapolis and may be in the backfield with a more competent quarterback in Matt Ryan. All of this, combined with Jonathan Taylor's youth, gives him the potential to improve further next season from the already spectacular player that he is. This is why he is on my list as a potential dark horse MVP candidate for next year, even though it's usually a quarterback-dominated list. Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray has been surrounded by much controversy this offseason around him pretty much demanding that the Cardinals extend him or sign him to a longer deal as soon as possible and get him his payday. But despite this, he is still one of the most talented players in the NFL. In just 14 starts last year, Kyler Murray racked up over 3,700 passing yards with 24 touchdowns to only 10 interceptions, along with over 400 yards on the ground and 5 more scores. Kyler Murray's explosive dual-threat playing style also caters towards being exciting, and it will funnel in votes for him in an MVP race if he has an impressive season this upcoming year. He's still young, he's only 24 years old, he was drafted in 2019, and has a lot of room to grow. He has a lot of potential, and he could really break out next year even more and be even better than he was last year. So there's a lot of upside on Kyler Murray, and so he is on my list for dark horse MVP candidates for next season. The AFC West next season will be loaded with talent at the quarterback position, but many people are overlooking Raiders quarterback Derek Carr. Derek Carr has thrown for over 4,000 yards in each of the past 4 seasons, and now he's adding Davante Adams, the best wide receiver in the NFL, to his Renzel, which is going to definitely help him step up his game. Derek Carr threw for a career-high 4,804 yards in 2021, and so this year, adding Davante Adams, he could push that number to the 5,000-yard club. And if he can drop his interception total, which was 14 last year, and keep his touchdowns 23, maybe push that a bit higher, it would be hard to deny him an MVP if he could lead the Raiders to an AFC West crown while putting up such stats. The Raiders were able to make the playoffs last year, even though they took an early exit in the wildcard round, and it's hard to say that their team would have gotten worse. They have added in the offseason, they've re-signed key players, and so I think that this offense is going to take a step forward next year, a huge step forward, a leap forward, if you will, and I think that Derek Carr is going to be a dark horse MVP candidate. That's why he's on my list. That's why I think that people are sleeping on this man. Derek Carr is going to have a breakout year with wide receiver Davante Adams. Jameis Winston's probably the biggest underdog on this list, but when you look at the stats, they can back up the fact that this man is a big-time dark horse candidate to win MVP in the 2022 NFL season. Prior to getting injured, Jameis Winston led the New Orleans Saints to a 5-2 record, throwing 14 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions through those 7 games. He put up those numbers without his starting left tackle and without star wide receiver Michael Thomas. With Michael Thomas coming back into the rotation and the Saints adding Chris Olave in the NFL draft this offseason, Jameis Winston should have more weapons at his disposal than he previously had, meaning he could expand on that 5-2 record to potentially make the Saints playoff contenders. Because of all of this, I wouldn't be surprised if Jameis Winston threw for more than 5,000 yards next season en route to winning NFL MVP. Mac Jones led the New England Patriots to a 10-7 record as a rookie and did it in style, throwing 22 touchdowns to 13 interceptions and throwing for over 3,800 yards. This sets him up to have an explosive year 2 heading into next year and could lead the way to a Mac Jones MVP season. He led the Patriots to a playoff berth last year and could potentially lead them further this year. Don't be surprised if he leads a well-coached Patriots team into a deep playoff run and wins MVP while doing so. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, please consider subscribing to see more videos like this. Also, if you have any other players who could be dark horse MVP candidates for the 2022 NFL season, drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.